The Global Intercultural Experience for Undergraduates, or GIEU, is a community-based service learning program where undergraduates collaborate with partners around the world on local projects. GIEU differs from the traditional volunteering scenario because the primary goal of these service learning programs is to learn from the communities where we're working. Students bring what they've learned back to Ann Arbor through a community education and outreach project that they carry out when they return from abroad. These 3 to 4 week programs are the most affordable programs that CJIS offers. To ensure that our students with the highest financial need are still eligible to participate in this unique study abroad opportunity, Pell Grant recipients on GIEU programs automatically receive a scholarship to cover their entire program fee and are also eligible for LSA scholarship funds to cover other program-related costs.
Well, I really wanted to study abroad and partake in the GIEU program, specifically Brazil, because I had lived in Brazil after graduating high school, and I always wanted to return to Brazil when I was older to teach English.
I wanted to study abroad to kind of widen my horizons and perspectives of the people out in the world.
I've always wanted to study abroad, but I never really could. I think in coming to college, I knew it would be a little bit easier, especially like with study abroad.
So going abroad has always been a dream of mine, as well as of my entire family, because nobody in my immediate family has ever been abroad before.
My favorite location that we stayed at was Nazaré, which is in Poconé, and it was an orphanage. We're able to spend a full week at Nazaré and connect with the students, and their situation now is not something that is going to be lifelong, that if they really want to work hard and hone on some skills like learning English, that there are boundless opportunities available to them.
One of our people that we were working with abroad had offered to take us on a side trip with her son to go and hike the mountains of Wales, and so that was like a good sight to see because I never really been up in the actual mountains before, so it was kind of sweet.
Even in the rainforest, we used about the same, we got our energy the same way that we get it here, and I think for me that was really interesting because I was just like, wow, like we're in the rainforest, everything else is different, but this is the one thing that's similar. That's like the main reason that my major is now programming the environment. That trip really shaped the rest of my university experience.
The community of India for me, particularly in Amritsar, which was the city I stayed in some ways practically just glowed with happiness and bright colors and the gold of the Golden Temple.
This program has really impacted my life in the sense that I've definitely confirmed my desire to go back to Brazil and teach English again.
It impacted my life by showing me that there's a lot more out there that you might have no idea about. I was the first person in my family to ever go out of the country, so that was a big step for me and just showed me that there's not really a ceiling to what you can do.
I find myself thinking pretty much every single day, either I miss India or what is my next adventure. So it's made me want to travel more, want to learn more from other people. I find learning from culture to be extremely important, which is something that was really only possible to the extent it was by going abroad.
Well, when I found out that I was accepted into the program, my first concern was finances. The worry for me was, how am I going to manage keeping my studies up, keeping my grades up, keeping my time with my daughter, and spending every moment that I have with her because she's growing so quickly, and yet still be able to go on this trip.
I come from a single parent home, and my mother supports 7 kids, so there's no way I would have been able to fund a trip abroad on my own or even with the help of my mom, so it definitely helped out.
Neither me nor my family have a lot of money, and so if I wouldn't have had the Pell Grant waiving the program fee, it just wouldn't have been possible. I wouldn't have even applied. I would have been too afraid of how it would have affected my future goals in the University of Michigan, money-wise.
As I found out too that there were donors that had, opportunities for students to apply for scholarships, I definitely took advantage of that, and I was beyond thrilled and taken back that I was able to get full scholarship for me to go.
I want to say thank you very much to the Office of Financial Aid for allowing me to go, as well as the LS&A scholarship. It was very much appreciated, and I hope to use both of your offices and my plans to going abroad again. So thank you.
Muchas gracias por todo, especialmente para el dinero, para este programa. Yeah, so thank you all so much.
I would like to thank you for providing me with the opportunity to have a life-changing experience. It was definitely like once in a lifetime and something that I will remember as long as I'm here. So thank you.
I know that without the help of the donors, really making these opportunities possible for students like myself, I would have never been able to go. So I really appreciate everything that they do.